We have seen some discussions on words in the last 2 days. We want to continue a little bit more on words in order to see what we meant, in order to see more in more details what we meant by underlying patterns. Words have sounds combined in them, sounds combined together to make a word. Words have patterns in the sense that what we have seen so far, we cannot combine any few sounds to make a word. Only certain sounds are allowed to come, certain sounds have restriction that they are allowed to get combined together, and some sounds may not be allowed to get combined together. And we have seen several other restrictions on formation of words. In particular, the sets of phonotactic constraints that we have seen, the set of phonotactic constraints that we have seen, what we see is the alternation of consonants and vowels in various permutation gives us numerous words, lot of words. Uncountable number of words in any given language can be generated through permutation of alternating consonants and vowels. The moment we begin with some kinds of constraint in terms of existing patterns, we see the total number of possible words being reduced. And this is significant for us to understand, because again, while uncovering underlying patterns along with acquisition of language, mind figures out these things effortlessly, and they constitute the body of knowledge which we have referred to as knowledge of language, and remains not really dormant, but as part of subconscious knowledge, for which we said this type of knowledge is the kind of knowledge which we do have. We know, but we don't know that we know them carefully. We know them all. So let us see the nature of this dormant knowledge. We have seen in terms of the patterns, and you have seen one set of patterns, and the moment we start seeing the other set of pattern in terms of constraint on formation of word is when we see clusters of consonants. When we have a cluster of 2 consonants, we still get lot many words. However, when we see a cluster of 3 consonants, they are mostly restricted to the beginning of a word, that is at the initial position of a word, and even within the cluster the constraints are so heavy that we can only have a particular type of sound at the initial position of the cluster, one of the sounds from the set of a few sounds at the medial position of the cluster, and again one of the 2 sounds possible at the final position of the cluster. Namely, we can have a dental or alveolar voiceless fricative, which is sa in the initial position of the cluster, one of the stop sounds like pa, ta and ka at the middle position of the cluster, and one of the liquids like ra or la at the final position of the cluster. At least in English, we have seen examples with these constraints, and out of which we see a handful of words possible with this constraint. We also mentioned and saw that a cluster of 4 consonants in the beginning of a word is unlikely in English in particular, and possibly in all the languages of the world. This constraint tells us about the nature of patterns involved in formation of words. We would also like to see little bit more on the discussion of words in terms of can more elements be added to words, and if at all we can, then what are those elements? What do those elements mean, and how do we know about them? The answer to the question how do we know about them is still part of innate nature of learning, innate nature of the knowledge involved in learning, which happens to be following from the knowledge about universal grammar. And so now let's see examples. Before we talk about more examples and what gets added and how they change a word and how they help us understand the word, what we understand by them, and how they make our knowledge of language richer. Before we do that, let's take a look at the example on the screen that you see. These are 3 words, very simple English words. You have seen these words, we say these words several times a day, and we know these things very well. I draw your attention to a particular part, to a particular point. The particular point is in the word sit, and in the word sit we have one instance of the sound sa. Again, this is an alveolar voiceless fricative, just one instance of the sound sa. In the second one, sits, which is also a verb, we have 2 instances of the same sound, one in the initial position and one at the final position. And then in the third example, seats, we see 2 instances, again one at the initial position and the other at the final position. In each one of them we have sa at the initial position, and in 2 of them we have sa sound at the final position. Think about the 2 sounds and see, do they mean different things? The initial sound sa in all of them, irrespective of their category, verb or noun, doesn't mean anything. That is, independently this sound does not have a meaning. They are just sa, a sound which is part of these words. However, the sound at the final position in the verb sits and in the noun seats, these 2 sounds have got their meanings. These 2 sounds mean something. What do they mean? They mean the following. In the sits, in the word sits, which is a verb, the final sound indicates that it's a 3rd person singular and present imperfect marker. It's in, you can see that, and in the word seats, the final sound sa is a plural marker. Now, what does that have to do with the discussion here? What do they help us understand in the current discussion? The final sound sa, it's one singular sound and it has got a meaning. Of course, this meaning is grammatical meaning, and see the load on these sounds. In the word seats as a noun, it is just a plural marker. However, the same sound when comes in a verb and makes it sits, we know just because of this sound, we know that the subject of this verb is going to be, if it is used in a sentence, the subject of the verb is going to be a singular noun. And therefore, we will discuss about subjects and verbs little later to develop our understanding about structure of language in terms of structure of a sentence in little bit more details. At this point, we can understand this in the following terms, that the sound sa at the end of the verb sits indicates singular number. It indicates third person, and it also indicates the time, the tense, present, and the aspect imperfect. Lot of things is loaded on this sound, and these are the terms that I have used. I mean, they are, by these terms I mean grammatical meaning. Therefore, what we have it's open for people to discuss and debate whether the word sit is different from the word sits, or the verb sits is generated out of the verb sit with adding this sound. Now, without getting into that debate, I want to introduce the term morpheme. We call this term, this sound, a morpheme, and by now you must have figured out that if it is called a morpheme, then a morpheme is a minimal meaningful unit of in a sound, in a word. A minimal meaningful unit in a word is called a morpheme. Words are made of morphemes. There could be one morpheme in a word, there could be two morphemes in a word. Like we have seen parts of the words, parts of a word in terms of syllables, we need to understand one more term in terms of morpheme. And now I want, under the notion of morpheme, I want you to take a look at set of examples from Hindi to see what it does. And when we add, remember the question that can more things be added in a verb? Do they make a new verb? What's the pattern underlying adding these new things which are grammatically loaded and these things carry grammatical meaning? We are going to see a set of examples from Hindi. Let's look at a set of masculine nouns, few examples from Hindi. We have a word like kamara, which means a room. Please pay attention to the plural counterpart of this word. It is kamare. What's the difference between these two words? It's indicated here in red, and you can see that the final sound, which is a vowel in this case, a, changes to another vowel, a, or becomes a in its plural counterpart, and then it means plural. This is an example of a morpheme. This is an example of a process. The knowledge about plural formation is again part of knowledge of language for people who learnt Hindi as their first language, and such things are part of knowledge of language for speakers of any language. We are talking about examples from Hindi, so we will restrict our discussion to Hindi for us to understand the phenomena and the implication of this phenomena for understanding about human mind and understanding about grammatical computation involved in plural formation in Hindi. So, how does it work, and why do we call it part of knowledge of language? So, the rule is a becomes a, and then we get a plural form. Now, if you check this thing with if you are a Hindi speaker, you check this thing yourself. If you are not, listen to others speaking Hindi, or if you know some Hindi speakers, ask them these questions. You don't have to interrogate them, you just observe them or check with them. You will find the following. If you start with the question, is this the pattern of plural formation in Hindi across the board? That is, can I apply this rule in Hindi to get a plural form in all the nouns? The answer that you will find is certainly a big no. This rule does not give us plural uniformly. It gives us, it applies in lots of cases. For example, you use it to gamala, we get gamale. I have given only 2 examples here, but you can apply to a large number of words from Hindi which end with a vowel a will work this way, but others don't. For example, the word pani. This word also ends with a vowel, but in the plural form it does not have the marker a. The word ghar, this does not even end with a vowel, it does not have a sound at the end of a word in its plural counterpart. So, what's the story, what's going on, and how do we understand plural formation? Simple question is, what is the underlying pattern, underlying rule in plural formation in Hindi? Please try to understand the description that I am giving you for plural formation of Hindi, and I invite you to find out plural formation, underlying rules of plural formation for the language or languages that you speak. It's a very valuable exercise for you to believe most of the things that you have heard so far. And my intention or my interest is in drawing your attention to the fact that whatever may be the underlying pattern, you know that. This is the claim of knowledge of language. You know that rule. And the simple evidence of what I am saying right now confidently, that you know the rules of plural formation inside out very well, on the basis of the fact that if you are given the word of your language and asked the plural form of that word, it won't take you more than few seconds to give a plural form. Unless you knew the rule, you won't be applying that so fast and coming up with a plural counterpart. This rule you know the computation, and you know the application of this rule as well. The only thing is, if someone asks you to write this down or articulate this rule so that a new learner could apply the rule to get a plural counterpart could be difficult, and that proves the point about innate knowledge and about knowledge of language. It talks about many things at a time. Now, we come back to the examples again. If you are a Hindi speaker, you could have figured out many things by now, that you have been using forms of plural in Hindi for every single word, every time, all the time. But if someone asks you the underlying pattern in the formation of plural, how would you explain this to others? You can pause for a moment and think about it. Or at least you can explain these 4 words. Why would a word like pani won't change in plural form? Why would ghar, I mean, you can come up with an answer that pani is an abstract noun, and most abstract nouns do not have their plural counterpart. Well, that's not the answer I am looking for. Well, ghar is not an abstract noun, it's a countable. It's not a mass noun, it's a count noun, but it doesn't change its form either. So the distinction between a count noun and mass noun doesn't help us understand underlying pattern of plural. So I'm not suggesting that the distinction between count noun and mass noun is not significant for us, for anyone to understand language. All I mean here is the distinction between count noun and mass noun doesn't help us understand plural formation of Hindi. What does help? What helps? And which rule will apply? So to understand that, we need to understand we need to first look at another part, backtrack and look at another aspect of gender. We will have more discussion on gender in Hindi and some other languages later, but at this time I want you to pay attention to gender of a word in Hindi, gender of a noun in Hindi. This is also part of innate knowledge. This is also part of knowledge of language of Hindi speakers, that gender is arbitrarily assigned to nouns. Yes, gender is arbitrarily assigned to words, but speakers of Hindi know the gender very well. So nobody, I mean, there are going to be cases where people are going to disagree with the assigned gender of a particular noun. However, in most of the cases, people have almost no disagreement. Again, the disagreement has got significance. The disagreement tells us about different varieties of Hindi, different types of possible roles for Hindi. However, we put this discussion aside for the time being, and we focus on the point. I have picked up examples purposefully for us to see that very few people, almost nobody, will have disagreement about the gender of these nouns. I have checked it with many speakers that I have come across. I have also checked it when I was looking at this rule for the purpose of my research. So, Kamara is a masculine noun, Gamala is a masculine noun, Pani is a masculine noun, and Ghar is a masculine noun without a doubt to many speakers of Hindi who speak Hindi natively, who speak Hindi as one of their first languages. Then, this information is critical for people. The rule that works is the following: a masculine noun that ends in a sound a changes to a in their plural counterpart. However, the words that do not end with a, we can't say that way. We have to say that words, masculine nouns that end with anything else that is other than the sound a will not change for their plurals. And that explains this the set of these 4 examples. So, camera ends with a, so it changes to a. Gamala ends with a, it changes to a, but pani doesn't end with a, therefore it doesn't change. Ghar does not end with a, therefore it doesn't change. So, a combination of these two explains plural formation of all possible Hindi nouns without exception. A combination of these two rules will explain plural formation of masculine Hindi nouns without exceptions. You can apply this rule and see if you come up with an exception. There are some, I would want you to know upfront that there are words like Raja, which means king. Raja, though it ends with a, does not have a plural counterpart like we have a plural counterpart of Gamala as Gamale. We have only Raja. We have Pita, means father, ends with a, is a masculine noun, does not have a plural form. Well, something else has to be brought in to explain Raja, Pita, and couple of more examples that you may find. However, the types of nouns that you see on the screen, the examples that I have given you, will follow the rules that has been described. Similarly, we have looked at masculine nouns. Now we need to look at feminine nouns separately. So there is a set of rules for masculine nouns and there is a set of rules for feminine nouns, and together they describe all the nouns possible in Hindi with the exceptions that I have just listed. So when we look at feminine nouns, again we find 2 types of feminine nouns. Nouns that are going to end in a vowel long E. Words like khidki, gaadi are examples of that. So we will find many feminine nouns which end with long E, and then we are going to find many feminine nouns which would not end with long E, and examples are kitab and bahu. I am purposely keeping these 2 examples for you to see that kitab ends with a consonant and bahu, kitab means book, and bahu, which means a bride or a daughter-in-law, bahu ends with a vowel. But the common thing between kitab and bahu is both of them do not end with long E. So again there are 2 sets of rules, one for the feminine nouns that end with long E. So the ones that end with long E has a particular type of plural formation. You see khirki becomes khirkiyan and gaadi becomes gaadiyan, and the ones that do not end with long E like kitab and bahu will get a sound like A, which is nasalized in the plural form. So all the plural forms in feminines are nasalized. Khirkiyan, gaadiyan, kitabein, bahuein. However, for the set of nouns that end with long E, we have plural marker a, and for the set of nouns that end without long E, that is anything else, any other sound, will get A, and then we get these things. We get the output that you see. Now, a division of all the nouns in terms of masculine and feminine, that is looking at the gender of a noun, and the application of the two sets of rules will explain all the possible nouns in Hindi. And with apart from the examples which need to be explained in a different way, it will these rules will not generate exceptions. Now, what do we find out of application of this? This tells us first of all, it tells us about the underlying pattern. So, this is the sets of rules that you see are the underlying patterns in formation of plurals in Hindi. We figure out this very carefully, and we have got absolutely no hesitation applying these rules, absolutely no question applying these rules. So, and we have figured, this is the knowledge that we have figured out subconsciously in the process of learning. So, a word like kitab will become kitabein, a word like bahu will become bahumein. Now, if you see an example of a noun that ends with a, but that happens to be a feminine noun, will work exactly this way in a word like mala, which means a necklace, or ma, which means mother. Both are feminine nouns, and they will follow the pattern of feminine nouns which do not end with long e. So, mala becomes malae, a being nasalized as the plural marker, and ma becomes mae, a being plural marker with nasalization, and they work perfectly fine. At the same time, you have seen before that the noun that ends with a masculine noun which ends with long e, pani, it does not change because it is a masculine noun. It is not like a feminine noun khirki, otherwise it would have a different set of rules applying to this. So, the knowledge about abstract knowledge about arbitrary assignment of gender to the nouns in Hindi is categorically clear in human mind, and human mind has formed these categories and then applies the set of rules for plural formation without any trouble, and thus we see examples of computation involved in it in terms of application of rules, and examples of how human mind plays a role in it in understanding these patterns of Hindi for Hindi speakers. Once again, to summarize, all the languages will have sets of rules that will apply to nouns for plural formation. And like I have mentioned before, I invite you to find out an example of abstract knowledge, which is knowledge of language, which you have as part of the speaker of the language that you speak. So, please find out the underlying patterns of plural formation in your language to get a hands-on experience of what we have discussed as part of word formation and the patterns involved in formation of words. Thank you.